This episode is brought to you by Borgen and Burkes. Borgen and Burkes, fine designers and manufacturers of outdoor furniture. Don't settle for less, and don't settle for a short period of time when you buy furniture in other places. At Borgen and Burkes, you get a 3-year warranty, but you're buying teak, so therefore it will last a lifetime. Visit borgen-burkes.com. This episode, I'm starting by this word, scandal. We all know this word, scandal. People love it until they are part of it. Why? Because scandal satisfies. Because scandal, it's entertaining. Above all else, scandal is powerful. So scandal is a powerful weapon. First, if you are here today in this channel, in this episode, is because you believe there is more to life. And if you are here, it's because there is more to me. There is more to you. You are on a journey. You are on a pathway to become more, to step out of the ordinary, because you know that you're not ordinary, because I know that I'm not ordinary. You know that you have a purpose, and you know that there is more out there. You are in search of something. You also have an understanding that in order to become better, in order for you to be enlightened, in order for you to have a better outcome in your life, you will encounter forces that will try to hold you back. Yes. And you've experienced this. I've experienced this. The more you try to be better, the more it's harder. Because you start encountering these forces that are trying to hold you back. Well, those forces are the forces of evil. Evil entities that are here on this earth and also in us. Yes, because we all have our own demons that we have to deal with. So this evil is going to use everything. That includes chaos and scandal to try to stop you from becoming what they once were. Yes, don't forget that. These evil entities at one point were beings of light. They were beings of spiritual entities, and they were worthy. They lost it all. And now they see that you are becoming what they once were, that they once yearned for, to be enlightened from a superior consciousness, light, worthy. But they lost all of that. So, back to scandal. Scandal is very entertaining. Haven't you noticed? Yes. It has become a lucrative business, scandal. There has been even talk shows where it's nothing but scandal. Why? Because it is entertaining. It fulfills an entertaining factor in us, right? Scandal. Scandal is polarizing. Well, God doesn't like scandal or scandalous people. Whenever you get a chance, go read in Genesis 9:20. Genesis 9:20. I want you to read that and on. It's Genesis 9:20 and on. Well, I'm just going to paraphrase. Noah became a man of the soil. Noah became, in other words, a farmer. So he planted a vineyard. But while he was cultivating this vineyard, he ended up getting drunk on the wine. And he laid naked on his tent due to the drunkenness, due to the cause of drinking that wine. He became inebriated and got drunk, and he laid naked in his tent. Well, one of his sons, Ham, saw the nakedness of his father, and went to tell his brothers of the nakedness of his father. So his other two brothers, Shem and Joseph, grabbed a garment and walked backwards to him and covered the nakedness of his father. Their faces were turned away to not see the nakedness of his father. You see the difference? His two brothers came walking in backwards into the tent. to not see the nakedness of his father, to show the respect, to show that whatever his father was going through, whatever caused him to get drunk and lay naked in his tent, they were not gonna disrespect him. So they walked into the tent backwards, holding the garment from shoulder to shoulder, and turned away and laid the garment of his father. Well, when Noah woke up, he learned what his son Ham did, and he cursed him. Why? Why did he curse Ham? Apparently he didn't do no wrong, right? He just went to tell his brothers. Because Ham scandalized. He exposed his father's nakedness by telling his brothers. Instead of him doing what his brothers did, instead of him covering his father's nakedness, he made a scandal of it by going telling his brothers, hey, father is laying naked, drunk in his tent. He should have done what his brothers did. Cover him quickly without scandal. Because scandal is judgmental. Don't forget that. Yes. When you hear of someone's problems through a scandal, you will see them differently afterwards because of what you heard. Yes. So scandal is judgment. So the scandal that Ham did to go tell his brothers ended up probably, in a sense, even though they didn't respect his dad, they saw him differently now because of the vulnerability they found his father on. Naked on his tent. Yeah, his father was vulnerable, laying naked in his tent. So some sort of judgment gets engraved in your brain, in your heart, in your head when you hear of someone's problems. Because when you hear of someone's problems through scandal, you will see them differently afterwards. And let me give you another example. The woman that was going to be stoned to death in the Bible, we've all heard that example. What was made of her scandal? I mean, what was made of her sin? A scandal, right? The woman that was going to get stoned to death, what was made of her sin? A scandal. To the point that a mob was going to stone her to death. And when Jesus Christ intervened, he showed the world no more. Yes, no more scandal. Why? Because we all have done something that could be made and turned into a scandal. Yes. Look, nobody wants to be ridiculed. Nobody wants to be made into an exhibition. But throughout history, so-called religious people have also scandalized. And I say so-called because if they were true believers, they would know that scandal is not approved by God. But throughout history, for personal gain or political gain, men have used scandal to take. One example, if you got caught questioning the papal state and its teachings back in the day, you were accused and tried publicly of heresy and also treason. Yes. So even questioning the teachings of the papal state, even questioning their motives, even questioning their empirical views, if you were caught back then questioning just that, even questioning, you were accused of heresy. I don't think questioning something is being accused of heresy, but see how something gets turned into a lie, and a lie turns into a scandal as well. Scandal is not just mainly of truth. No, scandal also is made out of lies. Do you remember the Salem witch trials? Also, innocent men and women died because a mob didn't like them or wanted their land. And the mob started lying that they were witches. And the lie was made into a scandal. And the scandal made people want more and more and more because it was entertaining. Until they became part of the scandal. Yes. Once people become part of the scandal, they don't want any part of it. They don't want the scandal to persist. They don't want the scandal to keep going, right? But a scandal doesn't distinguish between truth and lies. No. Scandal doesn't care if it's a true or a lie. So even now, there is innocent men that have been innocently imprisoned because a lie became a scandal and a scandal became an exhibition. Yes, up to this day, that same centuries, millennia old weapon is being used. Scandal through lies as well. Because sometimes if you look at the nature, let's say, of conversation, if you look at the nature of the conversation, or if you look at the nature of an action, or if you look at the nature of an expression, scandal is always glamorized. Scandal is an explosion of actions, of words. So sometimes when something is so minuscule and small, when it's a scandal, it's not minuscule and small. No, it has become an explosion, something polarizing, something exciting, something scandalous. So sometimes even an expression, sometimes even a gesture, so insignificant, gets turned into something polarizing, gets turned into something above and beyond what it naturally was, because scandal is polarizing. Scandal is a powerful weapon, an entertaining weapon. I want you to keep that in mind, because we are also surrounded sometimes by people who love to scandalize of something small and insignificant, or something that is not even there, but they themselves love the feeling of the scandal, love the entertainment, that they turn something that it's a nothing into something. In other words, a lie. In other words, also something insignificant. Yes, be careful of those people, because they're also going to come to you. They're also going to talk to you in your ear and give you something that they themselves probably heard from somebody else. Scandal. Is it true? I don't know. Because you don't know. Because scandal doesn't care if it's true or not. Scandal is scandal. So I want you to keep that in mind, folks. God doesn't like scandal. Jesus Christ came to earth to show the world that no more scandal. Whatever transgressions that we may have, he showed and proved that it's between me and God. Not a mob, not a trial. No, it's more personal now. That means we all have our demons. We all have something that people get scandalized about, but no more. Stay tuned for the next episode, guys.